Hey guys, Young Fantasy 91 here with a group discussion, dramatic reading, whatever you want to call it. I have two special guests. Introduce yourself, you awesome people, you.
Gondolier, this is Mrsirraven. Just saying, screw you, Youngblood. I saw you and your thing with Realm Wars. I know who you were talking about. I know it was me. I see things.
No, I was talking about,
I will throw things at your face, and then faces will be thrown at stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just couldn't help to bore. Oh, where was I? Oh, hi, my name is Tubers93, and all you guys are faggots. Just saying.
Ouch, my feelings destroyed forever.
Oh, hurt fellings. Uh-oh,
Hurt fellings. What a troll. Anyway.
Speaking of hurt fellings.
The purpose of this video is to discuss someone who has gotten under many people's skins, especially Realm Wars. Why don't either of you, Tubers or Raven, why don't you talk about this guy? Because I certainly, don't want to monopolize the video.
Well, Vicious apparently is a faggot who thinks that he's a Dragon Ball Z fan, because, Dragon Ball Z sounds makes everything awesome. I mean, he fuck Hollywood Edge, fuck all those other sound effect libraries. Dragon Ball Z is one of the best sound libraries in the world. Like, it's so low quality, so ridiculous that he has to rip off Dragon Ball Z. Catch my breath now.
And not only that, I mean the fact that he's completely unoriginal with everything that he does. Hey, let's make one recolor and we'll just copy it 12 times and just add different colors to it. That's original. I'm so creative.
And have these shitty special effects with 12 frames per second of special effects, having a sparkle, and then boom, I mean, that's so edgy, I mean, it's so great,
And then of course, he's pretty much like the Michael Bay of just GA. Explosions are awesome!
Except it has blue explosions, not like orangey, yellowy explosions.
Because his character's like blue or something, and he wants to be cool and edgy. It's unique. It's indie.
He's too blue and too depressed. He's been crying all his life.
He's like Kex Andy.
Well, I don't need to say anything else because you guys just completely exposed him. I mean, I agree. I saw some of his videos. I actually did a Blaze Blue Comms reaction to one of his videos, and it was like so many colors and so many disjointed, elements. Like the plot was messed up and the animations were weird, and he's so immature and he can't deal with any sort of negative criticism or any sort of anything unless people agree with him and flock to him. And the only reason why he has so much popularity to begin with is because he's a Sonic Fagola and he makes Sonic Fagola sprites.
And then also the fact is that he just has this grudge against Realm Wars, who calls him out on his shit. And I from what I've heard, Realm Wars watched that whole hour-long thing. I want to say, Realm Wars, after that, and also your lyric shooter thing, you are now a member of the Army of Iceland. You may now receive your swan dress uniform.
Well, why don't we jump into the dramatic reading before we get cut off any further?
Perfect, because apparently Realm Wars was smart enough to just have this fake account as Hidden U49 and just completely get trolling.
Pokemon's so edgy, because Pokemon is so edgy, I mean...
Pokemon is edgy! Lugia!
His face, for choosing an unoriginal Pokemon. Well, at least it's Mew, it's a legendary. But anyway, why don't we begin?
Shit about Mew.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Screw Mew, Dunsparce! Yeah! So
Anywho,
so there's this whole discussion, and it's lulzy and awesome. So Hidden Mew, which is obviously Realm Wars, just goes, I've been a long-time fan of you, and recently decided to make a DA account. I came here to ask a couple of questions, and your work, and your opinions on certain matters. Mind if I ask?
Sure, I'll go ahead. Ask anyway.
What do you like most about animation?
What I like the most is just doing the animation. I have a very wide imagination. I really don't like going off the script. I just think as I go along with it. Wide imagination, my ass.
Oh yeah, it's very wide, because sticking with one thing is that's a wide imagination there.
Really is wide, very wide. Do you know any other subjects about graffiti? No, you fucking don't. You know about Sonic, and that's it. That's gay.
And it's like the most he can conjure his imagination are penis jokes, which are very totally inspired and not toilet humor at all. I mean, if you wanted to go to the high route and just...
We could get that in a second, actually. After we read all this, we can talk about the pictures afterwards.
Oh,
come on.
Alright.
So,
Part 2.
So then he says, do you have any inspirations that get you into animating?
Watching Dawning of Darkness, Super Mario Brothers, and Sonic's Quest for Power. 3 awesome series that got me into animating. Are you serious? I'm sorry. An artist would never get inspired by a cartoon. In plot and comedic wise, yeah, but in drawing, fuck no.
Especially not
You're
those.
fucking stupid by default. I met up with a guy that made Drawing of Darkness, and he taught me everything he knew about animating. Yeah, he's a bad teacher.
Apparently he didn't teach you much. Yeah, I agree. Especially Super Mario Bros. Z. It's a shame, though, the guy retired from spriting, because he's smart. What achievement are you most proud of that your animations have reached?
Well, the achievement I am proud of is when I complete it. I always feel accomplished whenever I complete an animation.
Even though it's shit.
What about the quality? I mean, where's the quality about, yeah, when it's complete, it's done.
Look at my shit. It's perfect, but it's complete.
When I use Blender, right, and I always check every back and forth, right? I don't animate shit that much, but when I animate, I gotta check if the frame is done and the camera's done. I always go back and forth and check a few things, right? I gotta check to see if it's done properly. Not, I say, oh, I feel accomplished that when I complete an animation. I don't feel proud of it. I just think that, oh, it looks visually good. I'll put it in a video. I'll put it in a top 10 if I wanted to, instead of me having a silly voice saying 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. But I'm rambling on.
And also, it reminds me of a quote by George Lucas. It's like, he feels that... I think the quote relates to, like, how he completed Star Wars, the original trilogy. It's like, it never was truly done. It was just left after years of working. So, I mean, accomplishment does not always mean getting done. It's about realizing what you want to see on, like, whatever canvas you have, whether it's Flash or whether it's actually an art canvas. It's not just about, oh, well, I'm done, bye, you know?
Well, of course, because it's quantity over quality. That's just kind of how a lot of people on DA are. They just want to have more stuff up, not better stuff.
Yeah, when he gets into a job right, it's quality over quantity. They'll think you're a fucking retard, and they'll fucking fire you in seconds. It's always about quality, not quantity.
I talked to some people who say that your character's backstory is hard to keep track of, which it is. Is there a concrete backstory your character Vicious has, or is it like Legend of Zelda where each link is interpreted differently? Oh god, don't rip off Legend of Zelda.
It involves Vic and his family having a good time and whatnot until these groups of thugs invade the planet and then ultimately destroying the planet itself. Vicious, malicious, and their sister Eileen were separated. Vicious to malicious were put into different parts of Mobius, while Eileen ended up in a different planet. Vic's parents were captured by these thugs. Back then, it was trolls. Trolls being recalls of Sonic OCs who think they were superior.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
Really wide imagination.
Yeah, trolls. The terrible, horrible trolls. They're monsters. They're a symbolism of how the world's going wrong.
Oh my god, that is great. I just love to Vicious, malicious. Oh, it's cute and clever that you rhymed it. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
This Vicious guy doesn't know much about continuity errors. He really doesn't know how to make a proper continuity.
I love the fact, too, that trolls are recolors of Sonic OCs who think they're superior. And he doesn't?
Nah, he's inferior. That's why he's emo. That's why he's blue. He's blue. He's blue.
Lonely, gonna go slit my wrists. Kill myself.
I mean, like, all the evil trolls are ruining my life. I should write a huge story about it and call it, "Wah, the trolls are annoying me,"
it's like
and make
Chris
a huge
Chan.
animation with penises.
It's like Chris Chan, how he involves like his personal life into his story of his character. And then, Hidden Mew, which is actually just Realmores in disguise with Pokemans, says, "That's pretty interesting. You mind giving me a list of Vicious's abilities currently?"
I probably hurted Realmores, so okay.
I feel sorry for
Sure.
you.
His abilities consist of melee and lightning energy. Yeah, from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh.
He was recently trained by 2 people named Knight and Arcane to enhance his lightning abilities. I'm sorry, I just thought that for a second. It's English. I can't help but to look at his terrible English. I have to nitpick. Because, you know, I'm just like my college teacher. Oh, it needs a capital T for 2. No, better yet, get rid of these dots, these periods. And then his lightning. Oh, it needs a lowercase L.
I love the fact too that it's like he uses the number 2, not the word 2, because it's too fucking hard to spell out T-O. No, it's this isn't
two. Ugh. What the hell? Where'd you learn your grammar and English from? Like,
No Child Left Behind just gave him that problem.
a toilet store? Well, actually, that's a very witty analogy. I don't like No Child Left Behind because it's like they're assuming by 2014 everyone's going to be competent in math, English, and the sciences. Well, this guy is an example of how it failed.
No,
Exactly.
this is either that or they just completely forgot about him. Apparently, they do forget some children.
Some children left behind.
Some children.
We have to. Yeah, our country is much better. We leave these children behind, but we actually give them a chance. But anyway, they gave Vic 2 different lightning modes to use in battle. Apparently, he's a machine now. One called Cosmic Lightning, that was through Arcane's training, and the other called Chaos Lightning through Night. Okay, that's such a gay-ass name, I'm sorry.
Creative.
These 2 modes are currently locked, and Vic has yet to realize that these 2 forms of lightning can be summoned only through the right situation.
This sounds like shit. The right
Only-
situation.
Yeah, that's called, let's chat shit about his back. I'll kill his Sonic character. That's the right situation. Grr!
I kill anyone who hates me. That's when it's right. Because it pretty much inconveniences me.
That's funny because, according to Realm Wars, Arcane and Knight were never mentioned in his animations. See, he doesn't know about continuity that much.
So he just makes up his own lore just to make it more convenient for him at the moment.
Exactly, my point, indeed.
Plot holes!
You know, no writer does this, okay? Bob Kane from Batman actually got the origins of Batman, you know, his parents were murdered, yada yada yada. You start from the beginning, and then maybe make some comics afterwards, of course. Maybe talk about the past in the next, 2-3 comics or whatnot. That's just an example.
Exactly. Or if you need to bring up something in the past later on through exposition, that's fine, but I mean, not the whole fucking backstory.
Exactly. That should help character development even.
Exactly, because his character is just really stagnant. It's like, oh, I will bring up what it is useful to me.
Yes, that's stupid. Now, continuing on.
Alright, so then Hidden Muse says, it's interesting. Now I want to get your opinions on a few things. What do you think of the critics who criticize you or say your animations are terrible? He kills them. Or even compare them to terrible directors like Michael Bay.
I can't help but laugh. Honestly, it's just funny to me when they say stuff like that. But
Denial, you are in it.
Bollocks. First of all, you bitch and moan. You bitch and moan on a constant regular basis. You talk shit behind people's backs. Because honestly, you are secretly offended. Your heart is really, really racing. It really is racing.
And we will see that later on when,
Oh, yes.
when Hidden Muse reveals who he truly is.
Yeah. The big reveal coming soon
Oh.
to theaters near you.
Rated for disgusting. Yeah, most of them just waste their times. Especially that guy I was talking with before, Realm Wars. Just wondering, what do you think of him? You think he's a lost cause too?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Real Wars is a lost cause too.
Real Wars?
Real Wars. It's a real war!
What's it good for? Absolutely, Realm.
Oh my god.
I don't bother with him anymore. Hey, sorry for the long reply. I'm having a serious problem at the moment.
His serious problem is that he sucks with his work.
Exactly, and not only that, he sucks at college and he got bullied. Because they found out his YouTube channel and fired him.
Oh my
I don't bother
god,
with
they
him
did.
anymore,
Oh.
I think it's just him, and it's just him not facing the facts that he's just not that good of an animator or anything like that. Because it's like, oh, well, Realm Wars is a lost cause. It's like, unlike you, who barely listens to anybody and gets angry over anyone,
Yeah,
anyone's like comments. Like seriously, like.
Oh my god, that's so
I don't even know, but that's like the deepest dramatic irony I've ever come across. Or one of the best examples of dramatic irony, because he's the one that's the lost cause. Just that, Realm wanted to step up and say, well, how stupid he is, and it's like, oh, we're not allowed to do that because the troll army is horrible, and he's going to include him in his animations. Oh, well, he's a terrible troll. He's going to be in part 3 of my animations about why my fan character has the most inconsistent background ever.
And then he cried all the way. Oh my god, it's just completely ridiculous. That's alright, I understand if you have issues. He has a lot of issues.
Oh, yes, he does.
Just wondering, if you saw Realm outside of the internet, what would you do?
I don't know. Probably pay no mind.
Oh,
what the fuck are you on about? Probably pay no... I'm sorry, no... Now, Realm Wars left a note, and he says... Funny he says that, considering the moment I made my journal on him, all of his friends in the circle started white knighting him. Does he really believe for a second that people would think they happened to stumble upon it? It's also funny considering that he was the first person to lash out in my journal. Now, he's asking you a question. Mrsirraven, what do you think about his equation? Sorry.
I'm gonna say it makes no sense, and if he actually met in real life, I'm pretty sure that he would eventually find out where Realm Wars lives, like, I know where you live, I'm gonna spy on you, and pretty much just sick all of his friends on him, because, he's the guy who harbors resentment, and would definitely take it from internet to real life, so I don't really believe that he's saying he'd probably pay no mind.
He's conditioned to see that anyone who's negatively affecting him is going to be targeted and attacked. So if he's going to see him in real life, he'll be like, "White Knights away!" And
yeah, because he's fucking stupid. That's why.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
And why do people? Is it me or is people misspelling Michael Bay? Because I think Realm misspelled Michael Bay. I mean, it's Michael, not EAL.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Realm, you faggot.
Oh.
Every time I've seen.
Yeah.
He always misspelled response. You're 19. You're a fucking nerd. All right, continuing on.
All right. Okay. By the way, I want to know all the people who seem to compare you to Michael Bay. Perhaps you can give a few reasons as to why you're not like him.
I have no idea who else compares me to Michael Bay. It just seems stupid to make such comparisons.
But
millions of explosions, lack of plot, and large emphasis on special effects. Not like Michael Bay, totally not. Because,
you're the Michael Bay of the sprite world.
Yeah.
In a world where the Sonic Fantard trolls are after everybody. And then it's like Realm, and then it turns to Realm Wars, and Realm Wars is like, this animation sucks. In a world where some hyped up character with an inconsistent plot background defends the world with explosions.
Coming this summer in 3D and 5D.
Even though 3D is on PC for all games. But anyway.
Anywho. Well, every video I've seen that commentates or criticizes your videos always has some guy saying your videos are the equivalent to Michael Bay making a Sonic movie, which is kind of true. I hear it all the time, and I just get curious as to why. I especially remember some guy named Just Some Random Geek who brought that up a lot in on a channel called Blaze Blue Comms before every video on that channel got deleted.
I don't pay attention to any of that. It's just a waste of my time concerning myself with their comments and shit.
Please!
So he admits to ignoring people's criticisms while that guy is such a retard.
Of course! He's a standard recolor. He doesn't give a shit about criticism because, he doesn't want to hear it. He only wants to hear praise.
Like, honestly, this is the type of thing that everyone goes after on the internet. Like, I don't care, I'm not going to improve my content, and everyone sucks, and people are haters. It's like, then you're not going to make good content that people are going to like. If a bunch of people disagree with how your content is formatted, then I'm sorry that you can't make good content. You should try to improve so that way people can see that you're able to make good content. If people are going to really respect you, that's the only route towards that. You only have a bunch of toadies and sycophants sucking your dick all the time, so that's why you're conditioned to believing that criticism is terrible. a bunch of your white knights probably say the same thing you say. So you're parroting a silly and false ideology. I hate that so much.
And the white knights are probably guilty of the same exact thing because they kind of cluster together. I mean, of course, the really shitty sprite makers crowd around really shitty sprite makers. Well, usually when it comes to their animation, usually the plot and content of it is just as shitty, if not even worse. Because they rely so much on, once again, of having quantity over quality that they just don't develop their plots or their storylines whatsoever.
At least Duty Calls is so much interested in fucking... No, never mind, scratch that. Call of Duty is a lot more interested in, Vicious's lovely fucking animation. I mean, not lovely, I shouldn't have used lovely as an adjective to describe such a terrible fucking
The exact opposite of lovely.
Exactly. Let me think of something. Let me think of a word. Ah, got it. Egregious. There we go. Promise.
Egregious. I love that word.
That is perfect.
Yay!
I love that word. It works so well.
Personally, my animations could be better at everything, and I want to try something new, or just enhance my current animations. But I want to finish up what I currently have before I leap into something else.
He'll never do it. He'll never do it. He'll stick with the same exact shit. He'll never change his stuff.
Exactly. He can say as much as he wants till he's blue in the face, but he's not going to change. Like, you've seen... Okay, I know I'm bringing up old shit, but this is so relevant. Like, you know what Hodge says? He says the same thing. He's like, oh, hey, I'm going to change and I'm going to revamp my video format. Well, no, because he's not listening to anybody, and he's like, he'd rather...
you could say that, but apparently when I searched him up, recently he's been uploading copyright infringing videos for some odd reason.
Oh, yay! That's even better.
That's hilariously awesome and totally not, uninspired. You know what I mean? And the thing is, he falls into the same category of as stubborn, recalcitrant douche that doesn't listen to anyone and so goes on his merry way and act like he's on his high pedestal. That's the type of people that I despise. He falls into that same category. Admittedly, I just see these parallels, like, between him and Hodge, and it's like, I don't understand why these people just don't want to listen. Like, open up for once and, like, understand that other people have higher expectations on the internet.
Yeah, and you know what? He's also a lot like, and I noticed this with another who was a sprite user, Kexandy. I mean, the fact that they're so completely reluctant to criticism, although Kexandy is extreme, to where it's like if you say one tiny thing that's bad, or even something that isn't even remotely bad, he will block you, because he only wants praise, he doesn't want any negative attention, and that's something that I'm seeing with Vicious.
And not only that, even if he gets praise from other people, he'll talk shit behind your back, and he's such a pussy.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's immoral to do it, it's just that he's such a pussy.
I saw a guy named Spike Hedgelion 8, and lately he's been talking a lot of smack about you, including with calling you a lonely man-child. Or Longley. Realm!
Longley! Damn you, Realm!
Longley! Longley! Yeah, Let me talk just for a second. Yeah, that guy used to be my friend. Now he and I hardly talk. Yeah, because you chat shit behind his back.
Two things. One, Realm, nobody acres. Two, I feel as though that it was inevitable for him to, simply separate, because he is a pretty unstable person, and when people realize this and see, then it's like the best decision they could make is just ditch them. And that's what happens with many people that are like him. He loses, he loses friends over this. He legitimately loses people over this. So if he can't see that, I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's ever going to get what's going on. He has tangible effects.
Of course.
Tangible effects.
Because they don't think ahead, because they'll burn bridges if they want to. Because it suits to the now, it doesn't suit to the later.
Care to tell me why?
Care to tell me why? Just curious.
He decided to side with people who hate me. That's all I could gather. From the guy who said, I don't pay attention to any of that. It's just a waste of time concerning myself with their comments and shit. Yeah, you pay attention to negativity, obviously.
Bullshit, man. That's so... I love the fact that a lot of people that have the same intelligence as Vicious, they will contradict themselves in the same note thread or the same comment thread so quickly, and they don't even realize that.
At the same time, I feel just like what they don't even know what they're saying half the time, so they just say shit without thinking. So, I mean, when you look at it, it's like, oh, hey, I don't care, but I do care. Then I don't, but I do. Now look at your man. Now back to me. Now back to your man. Now back to me.
And bam, the tickets are turned into diamonds, and then recolor sprites.
I'm riding a horse with ass hurt. My ass really hurt.
He's riding a bareback.
I'm riding a bareback. That's why I have ass hurt.
Do you know, I realize, though, for Vicious, that is actually a really good analogy of calling him a Rafflesia. Because think about it, he's this giant, stinking shit mess that leeches onto other things, and then all these flies just gather to him, thinking he's the best thing on Earth, when he's not. So, that's why you stopped being friends with him? Man, that's real mean of him. Let me guess, he was listening to that Revan guy who Realm kept sucking up to in his journal about you?
That sounds about right. You got Skype? Says Vicious. Ooh, shit's gone down. But anyway, here's the response.
No, I don't. My computer is really bad with Skype. Sometimes, even if I start up Skype, it crashes, which is true.
Which is true. The sad thing is, this is 100% Tor.
Ah!
Tor. So it's 100% Tor. Because fuck you have no reason why.
Just Tor. Just Tor.
Just Tor. Just absolute Tor. Aw, damn. It would be a lot easier for us to talk and message each other on Skype because, you know, I want your ass.
He's gonna ask him to put the lotion on the skin.
Oh.
Or else it gets exposed again.
Oh, yeah. He basically likes getting cybered for some reason.
I do have to ask, though. I read that journal, too, and according to Revan, he claims that you got all your ideas from him. You mind telling me what he contributed to you until he decided to go completely 180?
Well, he gave me some ideas to work with. Ideas? Hello! While others, the ideas came from either my friends John, Frost, Blade, Joey, Saya, Shane, I don't even know, fuck these pronunciations, and anyone else I've talked who isn't, yeah, fucking great. Oh, semicolon.
Semicolon! What the fuck is this?
Semicolon T.
Who isn't in league with Revan? I don't really remember what he contributed to me in the series wise. That's not even I don't think that's a fucking word. I honestly don't. Ever since the incident that made me toss Revan out of my life, anything before that Revan related is in the past and forgotten. What's a load of bollocks?
Oh,
he's out of your life? Why do you keep talking shit about him if he's not out of your life?
because he lost his heart from him.
He lost his heart from him. Yes, that's exactly. Yes, but the thing is, like, the biggest thing that I've noticed, and I mean, I know Realm puts this in like the liner notes for this, but I mean, he dropped a bunch of names, so that means like he can't think for himself. He has to rely on other people to like tell him what to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, like again, Hodge does the same thing. He drops names. He's like, my inspirations are blah 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 blah. It's like, you just like name dropping. You don't do anything else but that because you're trying to transfer the pressure from you to your friends, and that's not how it works. You're the one that's making the freaking animations to start with.
And also, if they're giving you ideas, then you're obviously not fucking taking them. Oh man, sorry to hear that. It's also funny how Revan talks about how you hate fat people and says you're a fat whale yourself. I had a friend who used to Skype in a conversation like that, who told me everything Revan says about you. Isn't it funny how all the things he dislikes about you, he says behind your back and spreads it to other people, kind of like Vicious?
I just want to say, before I continue on with his reply, I'd just like to mention that Ralph did put down, by the way, I asked Revan about this, and he said, and I quote, I have a lot of great ideas for Eggman, and Vic fucked them up and ruined them with his ideas. If he only had listened to them, he might actually have a plot. Who am I kidding? He can't get a plot, much less keep it going. Great sentences, by the way. Revan seems to have a better memory than Vic, but he claims to be the better guy. Yeah.
Well, of course,
yeah,
because
sure.
Vicious is twisting the truth to, you know, make it suitable that he's the good guy and everyone else is fucking evil.
Exactly. That's the problem. He has no morals. He's fucking stupid.
Of course.
Yeah, he's like, ugh.
Back to the
Yeah,
whole...
like one. I mean, like, I know that's an understatement, but like, I just don't understand. Like, I think both Revan and, you know, Vic both have serious issues, but they don't ever seem to address it. Vic more so because, you know, we're looking through all this stuff now, but I mean, just all the stuff that he's been doing, it's just piles on and on and on, and it's just, I don't know if he's ever going to come to terms with the fact that all he's been doing is screwing himself over on the internets.
It's gonna hit him when it's like way too fucking late.
Exactly, and that's very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's get this going. I never said I hated fat people. Lol, his drunk ass better get his shit straight. Why did I say lol? It's beyond me.
lol, fucking
lol. The Mrsirraven XD. I'm funny. Kiwi. You know, that's not funny. Realm, be short.
Realm, I want to thank you so much for putting John Panetta in there. Fucking.
I love how Vicious assumes shit like, oh, he's a drunk asshole. Shit, oh, you know, Vicious knows everything.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure that probably Vicious did say that he hated fat people. He's just trying to cover his ass by saying, "Oh well, he's drunk." So it's kind of in a sense an ad hominem attack.
Even though I support ad hominem attacks, but okay, but that's just me. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's ad hominem in the most lazy way possible.
Yeah, it is really. You gotta come up with a better ad hominem.
He also says that every time he talks to you, his suffers from brain aneurysm. That is not how you spell aneurysm. Also, his suffers. Acres. What is this? I don't even. From your lack of education.
Oh, that's for the XD. Oh, nothing.
No. Yeah, my friend told me a lot about how he says you're such an uneducated person. Also, Ravon drinks. I never knew about that.
Yeah, Revan drinks until he's piss drunk, and Revan is the one to talk of lack of education. He dropped out of school because of his disability issues. I'm in college, so she shouldn't be talking.
That is what? No. Okay.
No. Let me get off this. First off, Ron Walls has told me about his education, right? He said, "Oh well, it's personal." You know why? Hey, guess what? Here's my ad hominem attack. You got an F in literacy and maths, and history, and geography, and every subject in the world, but you get an A because the No Child Left Behind Act just pushed you forward. The government pushed you like a fucking child you are. A man-child. A sad act. Oh, what a poor son of a bitch.
And just the thing, it's like, I'm in college, so we shouldn't be talking. Well, obviously, here's the thing. In college, probably one of your biggest requirements is philosophy, which you learn critical thinking, and you have failed to use that so much. So I really doubt that you being in college is a really good, saying, oh, I'm so much more smart than him. And also, by the way, disability issues, what exactly do you mean by disability issues? Because it doesn't have to mean intelligence.
Define disability. Like, okay, you need to, as much as NCLB is horrible, at least when you apply for special education services, you need to have an adequate rationale for disability. You need to fall under, like, a specific disability thing. I don't think he's using the right term for disability. Like, for an IEP, you need to have a certain disability that you qualify for. And especially with Section 504, if he's in college and if he's on disability or whatever, he should have a Section 504 plan. But I don't know what he defined as disability. For all I know, he could say disability is, oh, I got a cold, so I'm disabled. It's like, no, fuck you.
Exactly,
seriously.
No. Oh my god. But anyways, it continues with, lol, that's hilarious. What if you and Ravon ever met outside the internet?
I don't want to meet with the guy. I honestly don't. He lives all the way in New Zealand.
There's a space in between New and Zealand.
New Zealand.
Hey, that's another thing. He got an F in geography. I was right this whole time. Holy shit.
Oh my god. Any reason why?
Because I wouldn't want to waste my time with him.
And now we have come to pretty much to the end of where this is, when finally the whole thing has been revealed. So, then we finish off with, well, thank you, Vicious, because now you've given me exactly what I wanted. Surprise! Hitting me 49 isn't a real account. It's me, Realm Wars. By the way, it's spelled Realm Wars, not Real Wars. Really hard to take you calling me a lost cause seriously when you can't even spell my name right. I love how full of yourself you are. Very wide imagination. You're as generic as every other Sonic recolor out there. There's more flashy effects, explosions, and god-modded one-dimensional characters than Nazo Unleashed. which is true. I'm also amused on how much you only care for yourself. Your biggest achievement is just finishing an episode. Wow, no wonder your videos look rushed and poorly constructed. Plus, you even admitted to saying people who criticized you are beneath you. Well, I guess I finally got proof your friends wanted of you being an egotistical idiot. I also love how in denial you are. Your videos are filled to the brink with explosions, flashes, and you put graphics before story writing, and you question why you're compared to Michael Bay? Do you really think it, or are you just denying it like every other time someone exposes you? Plus, you say you stopped being friends with Jonah because he sides with people who don't like you? Well, so much for the I don't care what people say about me attitude you had. I knew you were a poser the whole time. It's also amusing how you claim to forget everything about Revan. You even attempted to correct me on my journal about you claiming you knew everything. I knew all this time that you were trying to save face. It's just too bad it ended the same way. Your parents see you as a complete failure. Oh, I remember a friend of yours saying you don't believe you're better than anyone. Thank you for proving them wrong. For someone who claims he's from college, you sure are a dumbass in common sense. Then again, we can most likely blame the No Child Left Behind Act for that one. Very true. By the way, you say you don't want to waste your time with Revan, yet you just spent your time saying how he's a drunk for insulting you. You don't listen to what you say, do you? It's amazing how much you lie to yourself and just how easily manipulated you are. Kind of makes you a less reliable source, doesn't it? Then again, that would imply you were a credible source to begin with. Burn. Everything you and your friends try to defend you with you is just made it fall flat on their faces. Oh, and before you go on about, wow, you made an account just to do this? Wow, you have no life. Coming from the guy who makes flash animations of you killing people you don't like, as well as the guy who cheats on your girlfriend outside the internet with several other over bitches on DA. Several over? What the fuck? By the way, I screen capped every note you sent me, so you can't deny you had those conversations, because I know that the first thing you'll do is deny this ever happened. Have fun being a disgrace to humanity. Mommy must be proud. That is beautiful.
But anyway, there's more messages.
Yes, so this is not over. There's in fact more replies that we have
exactly. Gotten. Lol, funny how you would go out of your way to do this. Proves me to how you have no life. Thank you, Ralphie. You still have no chance of making me leave the internet, no matter what you do.
He wasn't even trying.
You know what I fucking hate? People in denial who act superior. This is the same guy. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to compare two people, right? Mm-hmm. Dear Mouse and Samba Guy were the two people who are actually in denial. And they are the biggest faggots. And Vicious is just like them. Oh, he trolled me. You're an epic fail, no life. Epic fail. Oh, you're just as bad as Samba Guy and Dear Mouse. And I'm stating the honest truth here. So I hope both of your hearts are racing and unsubscribing to this video and thumbing down the video right now, because I talked about used to. Alright,
I don't even care about hurt feelings, because this is the internet. I think it's funny too is that he just said like, wow, you have no life. Yeah, he was the one who was talking bad about Revan and Realm Wars this entire time with him. So only when it became Realm Wars, oh, that now you have no life. You weren't thinking that before, were you?
Like, like I said, he doesn't think before he types. He's like, oh, ha ha, you just exposed yourself. It's like, no, you're the one that believed this very obviously fake account, and you revealed all this info to him. So now you're not even thinking about the consequences of that. And again, this goes back to how he makes his stuff and then just doesn't consider the consequences and assume that everything positive is going to come out of this. This is the exact same superficial treatment he's going to apply to any sort of situation. And quite frankly, I have nothing else to say other than I'm sorry that you got pwned for the 5 billionth time.
And what's funny is that he's probably going to deny this and say that a lot of this was, taken out of context, or that it doesn't apply.
Better yet, photoshopped. Oh, this is.
This is photoshopped. Oh, that's not what I said. You can't, like, honestly. I mean, if that's the case, then it's obvious that Vicious is never going to learn, and he's just going to stick in the same little bubble that he's going to live while people are constantly trying to pop it saying, hello, you suck, can you please become better? No, I don't want to listen to you. That's just how it's going to be if he doesn't actually learn to man up and see that he sucks.
Exactly. The sad thing is that he doesn't suck. He's so good. He's so good because let's be in denial and smile because his real feelings, his heart is racing actually. Ba-dum.
Oh,
he's like, oh no, it's Realm. What am I gonna do? I'll put a smile on my face. That'll do. Ah! So that's what basically it is. It's actually him realistically reacting so bad to this.
He
so
has hurt
basically
feelings.
contradicts himself.
He's crying as he's typing this because he realizes that he's just been called out, and now Realm has all this proof. So, anyways, the last thing that is said is Realm, of course, saying, "You have no life," says the guy who made bash flashes about people who pissed you off, which is funny because I mentioned that in my last note about you. A guy like you is in college. Jesus, do they let any autistic pedophile in your school? Also, who says
spell pedophile?
Realm, Acres. That's all I'm saying.
Acres, and Elso. Elso, who says, "I'm trying to make you leave the internet. I enjoy watching how much you have to lie to yourself. You're more delusional than funny time."
Than a funny time. Well, fuck you. You suck at making comebacks.
Then, Elso.
Yeah, because I can own people, you know, with my misspellings. But anyway, let's look at a few pictures that Realm has sent us. And to tell you the truth, they're not really funny. They are absolutely fucking shite. There's jokes like, "Oh, does not effing compute." I mean, that's not nostalgia critic. Oh, so funny. 404 error. I mean, 4chan hasn't done that yet. Even though 404 actually exists, but why 404 error? It could have been like a code error or some shit. But 404, are you serious? That robot is not even connected to the internet, so it uses an OS. It has no internet connection. You have to be stupid to put a 404 error on a machine that has just an operating system from Linux, from what's called BlackBerry PI or some shit.
That is really stupid, actually.
That is, it's just a dumb joke because 404 error because we still live in 2003.
Exactly. I think the Subway sandwich is returning. I lost a few IQ points after seeing this. This will make good porn. Oh, shut
up. You're so funny. You're so funny.
Sonic, I'm wet. Oh! Is she? Oh! I'm laughing so hard. I mean, it's just an edited image.
This isn't even this. There's no superlative of unfunny that I can use to describe this picture. I can use pathetic, but that doesn't really work.
It's egregious. The humor is egregious, and only autists would find this funny. I mean, I'm an autist, and
Me too.
I can't laugh. This is not fucking funny. Now, the next image I want to show you here is, "Oh, Silver's what the fuck face," and the subtitle says, "Sonic, come back to me, to us." Oh, I mean, you spelled "come" with C-U-M. I'm laughing. Shut up.
This is brilliant comedy right here, people. 2012.
Yeah, this is the reason. This is the reason why he's so popular, guys. Because he makes very immature jokes that only 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds and autists, as you said, tubers, would find funny. Like, I'm reading this and I'm like, "Oh, ha ha ha! You said semen. Ha 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 ha! It's so funny because Sonic looks like he's about to screw Elise. Ha 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 ha! Fuck you!" Like, seriously, it's so bad. I can't find humor in something like this. It's like changing the word. It's like changing words around like to pussy, and it's like, "Oh, that's funny." It's like, no, it's not really funny.
It's funny if you're like an autistic 10-year-old.
Yeah, or just a 10-year-old.
Just a 10-year-old in general.
The thing is, though, I mean, you could put like if you do sentence mixing, like say, "I cummed in his asshole" as a YouTube poof, that would have been funny if you watch King of the Hill YouTube poofs.
Oh,
it was hilarious, but whatever.
Damn it, Bobby. Like, I'm shocked that someone can literally be just this dumb, and it's just more proof that it's like Sonic recolors on DA. Even though they've been kind of under the radar ever since like maybe early 2011, but it just still shows that they're still this dumb.
And they're in their late 20s or whatnot. I mean,
that's
I'm
just
in college, guys. I'm fucking dumb and I can't spell worth a shit. I bet you fucking failed.
That's just even a worse part. You see all these users, like all these Sonic recolors, and that are like they're in their 20s, they're 18, they're 30, and they act like this. It's completely pathetic. It's like, at what point did you stop socializing with with the real world.
At what point did they realize that relying on what other people say on the internet as canon, or as true as anything else? At what point did they consider that to be the true last word about any person? Because if you have a bunch of random people agreeing with what you're saying, and automatically it's like, well, you know what? I'm better than all y'all. It's like, no, it's not how it works. What works here is the following: every bunch of people succumb to Ash's conformity, watch your video, and agree with you because they have the humor of a 10-year-old. And then they white-knighted you because they cannot see that criticism is in any way, shape, or form interpreted to be helpful. So they're going to make a poor definition of what criticism is, and then waltz around like they own the place, thinking they know what's up, and then they form this little army. And then what happens is it kind of inflates the ego of people involved, e.g. Vicious, and they think that they know everything there is to know. And fun fact, not the case. And they treat situations superficially, and as a result, they look like idiots, and they don't even realize it themselves. And as Raven said earlier, it'll be way too late before they realize that what they've done is the most irrational thing on the face of the earth. You dug your own ditch, now sleep in it.
And then put dirt over their face.
On their face.
That's just the whole duvet of what Vicious is. This Vicious guy has no logical... He has logical fallacy, his reasoning is terrible.
He lacks critical thinking.
And what?
He lacks critical thinking completely.
And not only that, he lacks any kind of actual thought, really.
Pretty much.
There's nothing wrong with having assistants. I mean, you should credit him with co-writers, but he didn't. He didn't credit them. That's the sad part about it. It's like, thank you for your help, but I'm not going to credit you in my sprite videos. I mean, the writers, they actually negotiate sometimes, which Vicious never did. He asked for help, and that was it. Boom.
Exactly.
No credit. Fuck you.
So, I think this has gone long enough, and I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the last time we're going to hear from Vicious. I'm sure about that. But I think we have all have everything to say. Is there anything you guys want to say before we stop this?
I think I've said my point here. That's pretty much about it. I think I've said what I needed to say about this.
Same here. I mean, all I got to say is Vicious and people like him are not even going to learn. If you try helping him, may the gods smile down on you, because they're never going to listen to anything you're ever going to say.
You're just wasting time.
And you waste your time, yes.
So, anyways, I'm done. Thank you very fucking much.
I'm Youngblood Fantasy 91, and ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the brighter later. And that was a very sexy thing you just said, Tubers.
And I'm Mrsirraven saying bless, chop, 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 and Hobbs is definitely a furry.
Chop your dick off!
Without